You decide to dress like Wednesday Addams for 1 week. How hard can it be? Black dress, 2 braids, dead expression. Simple. Day 1, you will discover it is not simple. Day 1, you will discover that Wednesday Addams is not a costume. Wednesday Addams is a lifestyle with a very strict dress code, and the universe is about to test your commitment to it. Monday, you pull on the dress. It is black. It has a white collar. The collar has no stretch, no mercy, no concept of a human neck. It sits high and stiff, like it was designed by someone who has never had to swallow. You sit at your desk. Within an hour, you develop a new nervous habit. One finger sliding under the collar every few minutes, like you're checking if it's still trying to kill you. It is still trying to kill you. A coworker walks past and asks if you're feeling okay. You say you're fine. Your voice comes out flat and a little strangled, which is either perfect character work or a medical symptom. She backs away slowly. You spend the rest of the day discovering that breathing normally and looking gothic are not always compatible goals. Tuesday, the braids. You watch tutorial after tutorial the night before. You feel ready. You are not ready. Braiding your own hair is a skill that looks easy on other people and looks like a hostage negotiation on yourself. The right braid comes out tight, neat, almost convincing. The left braid comes out looking like it made a series of poor decisions. It's thinner. It's crooked. Around minute 5, it just stops trying. You look in the mirror. One confident braid. One braid having a complete crisis of purpose. You decide it's close enough. It is not close enough. You walk to the bus stop. A kid on a bike slows down, stares at your head for an uncomfortably long time, then pedals off without a word. You have been silently reviewed by a stranger under the age of 10. You did not pass. Wednesday. Today's mission is the face. No smile, no reaction, no flicker of anything, ever, for any reason. You walk into a team meeting wearing this expression like armor. Someone cracks a joke. The whole room laughs. You do not laugh. You do not even blink in the general direction of humor. You simply exist in the space where a reaction should be. Your manager notices. Everything okay? Everything's okay, you say, with all the warmth of an empty parking garage. He doesn't look convinced. 20 minutes later, you get a calendar invite with a smiley face in the title, which somehow feels more threatening than reassuring. Nobody warns you about this part. Holding a blank expression for 8 straight hours is exhausting in a way smiling never is. By the afternoon, your face is tired. From doing nothing, which might be the most exhausting nothing you've ever done. Thursday, the shoes. Wednesday Addams wears Mary Jane's, stiff, black, flat, built with zero interest in the comfort of the person wearing them. By 11, your feet have entered the complaining phase. By 1, the arguing phase. By 3, they've stopped speaking to you altogether, which is somehow worse than the complaining. You try adjusting your walk to compensate. This does not help. It just makes you look like a Victorian ghost who stepped on something sharp. A coworker asks if you hurt your ankle. You say no. She asks why you're walking like that. You say it's a fashion choice. She looks at your shoes. She looks at your face. She decides, visibly, not to ask anything else. That night you peel the shoes off carefully, the way you'd diffuse something. Your feet make a sound you didn't know feet could make. Friday. You're in line at a coffee shop. Behind you, a woman in a floral dress so bright it should come with a warning label, holding a bag the color of a highlighter, smiling like she just won something. She spots your outfit immediately. Oh my gosh, I love this! Full Wednesday Addams! Thank you, you say, flat, careful, in character. Doesn't that collar feel so tight though? It's fine. It is not fine. It has not been fine since Monday. You are guarding this information like a state secret. And those shoes, no way those are comfortable. They're comfortable. They are, objectively, committing a small crime against your feet as you speak. She takes a photo of you for her page without asking, the way weather just happens to you, and walks off thrilled with her discovery of the day. You stand there in your collar and your uneven braids and your shoes that have quietly ended their relationship with your feet, and you wonder if Wednesday Addams ever questions any of her choices. She does not. That, you realize, is the entire trick. Not the dress. The refusal to ever admit it hurts. Saturday. By now, your left braid has essentially retired. It's less a braid and more a loose, gray zone situation hovering near your ear. You go to the supermarket anyway. Groceries do not care about your costume commitments. In the cereal aisle, an older woman stops her cart. She looks at the dress, the collar, the braid that has given up on life, the blank expression you're still holding out of pure stubbornness. Her face shifts into something you can only describe as gentle alarm. "Sweetheart, are you doing okay?" "I'm just looking for cereal." She pats your arm. Twice. Slowly. The way you'd comfort someone at a funeral. "It gets better," she says, and wheels away before you can respond. You stand there, holding a box of cereal you no longer want, unsure what she thinks is happening in your life. Less sure she's wrong about you needing a hug. Sunday, day 7. You put the dress on one final time, mostly out of spite. You have learned several things this week, and none of them are what you expected going in. You've learned black is not a neutral color, whatever the fashion magazines tell you. Black is a magnet. It pulls in questions, concern, unsolicited arm pats, and at least one child on a bike who will simply stop and stare in total silence. You've learned the Peter Pan collar is the single greatest scam in costume history. In photos, it looks delicate, elegant, effortless. In real life, it is a structural engineering project with one purpose, and that purpose is your next daily suffering. You've learned a blank expression is not resting, it is work. Your face has an entire muscle group whose only job is reacting to the world, and holding it perfectly still for 8 hours is somehow more tiring than smiling for 8 hours ever was. And you've learned the biggest lesson of all. Doing something deeply uncomfortable while insisting, out loud, to every single person who asks that you're completely fine, that's not a costume. That's a skill. That's the whole character. Wednesday Addams doesn't win because of the dress. She wins because she never once breaks and admits the collar is choking her. You broke, repeatedly, to a coworker, to a stranger in a coffee shop, to your own reflection. She never breaks. That's the entire performance. You take the dress off for the last time. You peel off the Mary Janes with the reverence of someone defusing a bomb. You gently unravel what's left of the left braid, and it collapses with something that sounds a lot like relief, like it's been waiting all week for permission to give up. You stand there in soft clothes with zero structural opinions, and you have never appreciated an elastic waistband more in your life. Here's what stays with you. Wednesday Addams wears this every single day, on purpose, forever, and never once complains. She doesn't adjust the collar. She doesn't limp by 3 o'clock. She doesn't explain herself to a concerned grandmother in a cereal aisle. She simply exists inside total physical discomfort and somehow makes it look like power instead of pain. Is that the most impressive thing television has ever asked us to believe? Maybe. Or is it a slightly concerning blueprint for what we've all quietly agreed suffering looks like, as long as it's delivered with a straight face and zero visible cracks? The answer is probably both. Next time on Fashnoir, we take apart another iconic wardrobe that looks incredible on screen and turns into a personal ordeal the second it touches real life. Subscribe so you don't miss exactly how much it hurts. Because fashion has never once made sense. And somehow, we're all better off knowing that.